Hi friends, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about my good midlife crisis, and I've been journeying through my 40s, working very hard to get my poop in a group. What this means is I have been working on my financial, my physical, and my mental health, and today's video is going to be a financial health video. Today I am going to be doing my February 2023 budget closeout for the Budget Moms Budget by Paycheck tracker. This is going to be kind of a trial and error. If you follow me, you'll know that I haven't done one of these closeouts in quite a while, but I have had a request to do so. I have started really trying to track and close out my budgets every week because I have started doing weekly budgets, and then at the end of the month trying to close them out. I have had some people request that I do this because they said that they are having a hard time doing a closeout because it's hard if you do YNAB, which I do. I'm primarily a YNAB budgeter, and I utilize the budget by paycheck method to kind of project a little bit to help me make a plan for the coming month and even a little bit into the future. But if you do YNAB, it's hard for me, and I'm assuming that this is the trouble that you may be having as well. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that I don't need to reconcile every single penny with the accounts that I am closing out. So I was having a really hard time because I was trying to account for every single penny and make it match my checking account, make it match my Capital One account, make it match my PayPal account. And that's not what this is. This is an overview of the percentage of where my money went. And that is what this is. My YNAB is my more detailed, every single penny has to be accounted for. I reconcile daily, preferably. Sometimes I do it multiple times a day if something clears and I happen to catch it. That's the way I do my YNAB. That's the way I do it. And it has taken a very long time, and if I'm completely honest, I'm not totally there yet. I still catch myself trying to reconcile my bank account to this budget. And if this is your primary budget, that may be how you do it. This is not my primary budget. So let's get started. Please, at the end of this, make sure, or as we go through and you notice something, please give me tips because this is 100% a work in progress for me. I am very much learning on closing out my budget. So I just wanted to start on my overview page. This is where I start my plan, so I figured this is where I would start my sum up. I do track my weight, so you can see I started the month of February at 276.8, and I ended the month of February at 275, so I lost 1.8 pounds in the month of February. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I did go up a little bit and then went back down, so I'm happy with that. This first week I was sick and we had the snowstorm, so I did not get to the gym, but every other week I went to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays as I wanted to, and I did only have 8 no spend days, but I'm going to take that as a win because I feel like I went a little overboard with the spending. And February was really, really, really tight. And when we get to the final week of February, you'll see how I made it work. But February was a really tight month. I do write down everything that I spend that's not a bill. So if I go out to eat, if I go shopping, if I buy anything online, I do write it down here. Let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit just so you can see, like here. This is here. I went to Costa Costa. This is Costa Costa. I don't know. Costa Costa. This is that bakery that I found. It's really hard to see. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, this is where I went to the bakery. This is where I ordered stuff on Amazon. I can't remember exactly what this was because it was a month ago, but chances are this was something for my cruise. I went to H-E-B. I went to Chipotle. I went to Hardin. This is nachos. That's what this is. Oh, you can't see it, but that's what I do. This is, and then I write them down on here. If it's a bill, if it's an auto debit, I do not write it down on here. I know Jennifer Bleacher, Life in Envelopes, I know she writes down all of her bills on here as well. I do not. I consider those are auto debits. Those are life necessities, and I am just trying to track my non-necessity spending, and that is what I put on here. I did have birthdays. I had my mom's birthday and my nephew Joseph's birthday, which we actually just celebrated on Saturday, this past Saturday, but these were their actual birthdays. And those were all my things that happened this month. It was Valentine's Day. I'm single. It was just a day. But my niece was here this week, so that was fun. I did spend a little extra on groceries that week because she was here with me, and that was all I did. So let's get into my weeks. If you follow me and you have seen my budget setups, you may recognize these because we set it up together, but now we can close it out together. So what I do is my paycheck went from week 1, which was the the 3rd through the 9th. I anticipated a paycheck and I got my paycheck. And then Nathan gave me money for the cruise. I got some cash back, and then my aunt paid me back for some Pampered Chef that I had picked up from her. So my actual income was $2,698.48. I paid my Aflac bill, I paid my Adobe Express and Acrobat, I paid my YouTube Music. My rent increased $200, so I paid the increased rent from January. February's increased rent. So I paid the extra $200. Then I put $46.08 toward reimbursable. That was money that Nathan owed me that came out of what I didn't pay him, and I put it into reimbursable. And then my mom's propane. Since I had the extra money from Nathan, I went ahead and filled the propane because we'd had that really bad cold weather the first week. And I wanted to make sure my mom's propane was filled, and I'm really glad I did because it was super, super low. So a lot of this money here that came in from Nathan went right back out. So my anticipated bills were $120.40. What I actually ended up spending was $666.48, which left me $2,032 to bring down. It's weird that it was exactly $2,032. My envelopes, these are the what I would have carried around in my wallet, my wallet with me if I was a cash budgeter. Dining out was $70 instead of $50. I gave myself a little bit extra. $75 to groceries, $10 to fun. I only did $35 to La Collegiale because I went to Lampasas. $50 to gas. Self-care was $25. $50 to pet expenses. This is for dog food, cat food, things like that. $50 to household. I'd separate out my pet food, my household expenses like shampoo and conditioner and dishwasher soap and laundry detergent and things like that. I separate that out from my food, primarily because if you're new here, welcome. Hi, I'm super excited that you're here. But I have celiac disease, so my food is quite expensive. And $75 a week may sound like a lot, but when you're paying $7 a loaf of bread, and the loaf of bread is literally this big, like, sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. It's smaller than this piece of paper. Food's expensive. Food's expensive for everybody, but it's really expensive when you have dietary restrictions. And it's celiac disease. It's not a choice because trust me, if it was a choice, I'd be eating an 89-cent loaf of bread like I was 6 months ago. Anyway, I separate out household expenses and pet expenses from my groceries. Budgeting, I give myself $25 a month. And then I normally do $100 a month for gifts and Tiffany. But since Tiffany was here, I put a little bit extra in here to cover for her. And then since it was my mom's birthday and my nephew's birthday, I put a little bit extra in here for their birthday gifts as well. So my actual total envelopes was $590, leaving me $1,442. My sinking funds for the month, stuff I forgot to budget for, I pulled $20 out in cash at the beginning of the month and carry that around with me. Put $25 into clothes, $50 into vacation, $1.77 into my passport renewal, $1.84 into Find Me Gluten Free. And then I put in $41.21 into car maintenance just to top it up to $100, and then I'm stopping that until after my cruise is paid off. Pet emergencies got $50 to top that off to $100. Medical, I am still paying on medical bills. They should be, the ones that I was already paying on should be paid off by May. This was the last month that had the big bill. I still do have bills, but this was the last month for the $99 bill, which didn't come out this month, but I don't know why. The money's still sitting there. I don't know what happened. But I did just get a whole new batch of bills in the mail today. So yay for more medical bills. This is what happens when you have a new chronic disease and you're still getting testing and labs and stuff. And still seeing specialists. Yay, America healthcare. Anyway, that is, so I put money away for healthcare. So my total for the sinking funds was $389.82, leaving me $1,052.18. My extra debt, I paid $180 toward my Saver One card. This is the card that has my cruise on it. And $120 went to my PayPal, not my card, this was PayPal. This was my original deposit that I put down to, for my cruise before I took out the Saver One card with the no interest financing. This was also no interest. I just paid this off with the money that Nathan gave me. So this was the end of that PayPal. And then now my focus is this Saver One card. That was a total extra debt payment of $300, leaving me $752.18. And then I did my savings challenges. I do my 52-week savings, which is $53 every 2 weeks. $2 to my great nephew. I give him $1 a week. Emergency, it goes into savings. I don't actually give him $1 a week. He is just 4 months old. He wouldn't know what to do with it. I put $100 into my emergency fund. What I did, in case you were new, is I topped up all of my sinking funds to $100, and then I am stopping until my cruise is paid off. And I put $45 toward my savings challenges. These are to pay for items that I have already booked for my cruise. It's just a fun way to save for something that I am already going to be doing and I've already booked. And technically it's already charged to my card. This is just a fun way to save for it. So I put $45 toward that, making my savings totals $200, leaving me $552.18 to roll into week 2. Technically, that was 8 cents off. What I actually had was $552.09. It was 8 cents. I didn't feel like spending time looking for that 8 cents, so I just balanced it out. And so $552.09 was my rollover. Okay, so week 2 went from the 10th to the 16th. Here we have that rollover of $552.09. Seth paid me $450. Seth is a friend of mine that pays for a car that I have financed. When my niece moved out and could no longer afford the car payments, he took over the car payments for us. And then I did get $3.80 cash back from one of my cards. So that gave me a total income of $1,005.89. I had my OneDrive. I put $10 into that. It was actually $7.50-something, and then I left the extra couple of dollars just sitting in that budget line item, just sitting there. So $10 came out of my budget. And then I got a call from my mom's propane company saying that there was a $70.36 charge for the propane tank rental for this year. And they were like, is that going to be charged to the card that's on file, which is my card, or is that going to be charged to should we send the bill to whoever paid it last year, which turns out to be my uncle. I didn't know anything about it. So I just called my cousin, the cousin who technically owns the property. Really, it's a family thing. Anyway, and he was like, oh, I don't know anything about it. Let me check with my grandfather. And I was like, who's my uncle? And I was like, I'll just pay it, whatever, it's fine. So that was $70 I wasn't planning on spending anyway. So it's like $370 I spent on propane last month. So my bill total was supposed to be $10 and ended up being $80.36. All of this is contributing to my super tight February. Y'all, are you seeing a trend? So that left me $925.53. I got my $50 for dining out. I did go slightly over in groceries, and I got $100, $10 to fun, $60 to ecclesial expenses, and then the extra $25 that went into groceries I took out of, you can't even see that. I took out of gas, so I didn't actually do anything extra in my envelopes. I just really don't use a lot of gas, so I took $25 out of gas to move into my grocery budget. So I still had an envelope total of $195, which left me $730.53. I did not do anything with sinking funds or extra debt, so the only thing I had were my savings challenges. Mystery Valentine challenge was $23, and my bingo challenge was $10. Again, these are the savings challenges that I am doing to pay for my fun things on my cruise, my massage. So that was a savings total of $33, leaving me $697.53 to roll into week 3. That was exact. I didn't need to fix that. So let's go into week 3. And week 3 went from the 17th through the 23rd, my mommy's birthday. So I rolled over $697.53. I received my paycheck, and then I got some cash back, $16.54. And that says my card. This like right here, like what did I get every week? Every week I've gotten cash back. $16.05, $3.80, $16.54. I don't get a ton of cash back, y'all, but I do always get something back. The 16 isn't normal, but it's always something. And this is why, if and only if you can use credit cards responsibly, this is why I do it. Because I'm gonna spend the money anyway. I might as well get cash back. If you can pay your cards off at the end of the month, every month, I get the cash back. Why would I not let them pay me to use their card? But only if you can do that. If you cannot do that, then do not do that. My bills were what I was expecting. $9.20 for Audible, nothing for Saver One. I didn't put anything toward it because I'd already paid it this month and it was a super tight month. $80 for Mattress Firm, $63.94 for the internet, and Planet Fitness for $27.11. That wasn't an unexpected bill. I just forgot to write it down because the 17th, I don't know why I didn't write it down. It's not like I didn't know it was there. I just forgot it. So my bill total was $180.25, leaving me $2,207.26. My envelopes, $90 to dining out. That was a splurgy splurge, and that is because I did not put anything into my gas budget. Or anything into my ecclesial expenses. I just didn't, and I treated myself to dining out instead. I went $75 into groceries, $10 into fun, $55 into self-care, and $20 into Tippy. So my Tippy is my niece, by the way, that I help out from time to time. So I actually put less into my envelopes and I budgeted $250. I just put it into different areas. I took myself out for a nice dinner. I really wanted to go to Longhorn Steakhouse and buy a steak, so this is why this was higher. I don't do it often, but I was really stressed and having a tough day and wanting steak. So I took myself out to a steak and I made sacrifices elsewhere to do so. I, again, had nothing in sinking funds or extra debt. It was a paycheck week, so I had my savings, my 52-week savings, $53 to that, $2 to my great nephew, and then the savings challenge is $44 to the Mystery Valentines and $4 to the bingo, which is my IRA budget with IRA savings challenge that I'm doing. That is $103 savings challenge total, and that left me $1,854.26 to roll into week 4, which was the final week of February. And this sounds really healthy until we get into the final week of February. All right, y'all. Week 4, here we go. This is where I was afraid that I wasn't going to make it and we were going to end up having to cover some of these expenses with money from March. But we made it work, and let's see how we did it. So my anticipated rollover was $1,953.54. My actual rollover was $1,854.26. So I was already just over $100 less than I was expecting. And my bills ended up being more than I was expecting. So I had to pay my consolidation loan, which was $167. Cinemark is my movie subscription. Fortunately, I was able to pause this for 3 months, so I didn't have to pay that. My water bill came in at $114.73. Seth's car payment. So this is a car payment that I make. Again, he pays me for it every month. The minimum payment is $269.85. We had it previously financed at $300 and I can't even remember what the total, 320, it's, I don't know, 300 and something. So what I do is I budget it at $369.85 because that's the minimum payment, and then an extra payment of $55.42. What it actually works out to is, because I'm ahead, because I pay extra every month, what it actually works out to is they auto draft so much, and then this is the extra, but I budget it this way. So budget $269.85, they actually auto drafted $159.01. I pay my mom's phone bill. I budgeted $63.21, but it's only $61.79. I don't know why. They must have changed it somewhere and I missed it. Rent, this is what I forgot. So when my rent went up and I redid my budget, I forgot that I was paying for March's budget because this budget went all the way through the 2nd of March. I was paying for March's budget out of the... Sorry, Nathan's putting away dishes, which is awesome, but sorry, you can hear him. I was paying for March's rent out of this week, and I did not redo this week's budget, so it made this week really, really tight. I could have made it work if I had realized that I was paying for this week, the rent out of this week. I just I didn't think about that when I redid my budget. So anyway, I had only budgeted $500. It ended up being $624.80. So there's another $124 on top of the $100 I was already short. Best Buy card is $130, y'all. I am so close to paying this off. I'm super, super excited. My mom's car insurance I pay, that is $85.43. That is going up $10 next month. My car insurance is going to go up in May, and I don't even want to think about how much that's going up. It went up so much last year. If it goes up that much this year, I might just sell my car, and walk. I don't know. Because Geico, my car insurance for the 2 cars is $241.85. So the bill total was $1,584.61, leaving me, for the rest of this week, $269.65. So I did $50 to dining out. I did $30 to groceries instead of $75 to groceries, and yes, I did stick to that. I only did $20 into ecclesial expenses. I did $0 into fun. I took $21 out of my budgeting category because I still had some left over from previous months, and I hadn't. I guess I didn't. I guess I just, I still had a sum left. Whatever. I took $21 out, and I took $9.61 out of my gas category. And with all of that, I was able to make this payment. So $166.26 to Seth's car. I was not able to make anything to the Saver One card, but I was able to get this to work out. So $166.26 to Seth's car, leaving me $34 for my savings challenges, and that left me $0 at the end of the month. And y'all, we did it without having to roll anything into March to cover. So we made it through the end of the month. Give me 1 second to flip pages, and we will go over how I compared my percentages, what I spent percentage-wise compared to January. Actually, real quick, I just want to show y'all how I track things. So every time I go spend money, and this is spend money either on fun things or a bill that comes out. Honestly, I'm pretty sure people are trying to be as loud as possible. But I write it down, a bill or a fund. I write it down in here, and then I categorize it. And then at the end of the week, I sum it up on how much I spent, and then I also keep track of what account it came out of. And I do that. I have one of these tracking for every week, and that's how I do this. So when you see these percentages that I'm fixing to get into, that is how I got these totals. So my February compared to my January. So in January, I had a lot more income than I had in January. In January, my total income was $6,407.03. In February, my total income was $4,842.26. So that I had $1,564.77 less coming into my budget in February than I had coming into my budget in January. That is because I had, actually, I don't even know why. I don't even know why I had less, but I did. I had a lot less in February than I did in January. So in February, I spent, so the way I have my categories is home, giving, fun, subscriptions, medical, debt, previously budgeted. That means it's something that I have a sinking fund for. And then my mom's bills, and then anything else is either saved or in a sinking fund. And the way I do this, home is going to be my groceries, my pet expenses, my household expenses, my gasoline, anything like that that I consider a necessity for my daily living. My subscriptions are going to be things that are not necessities, but that I pay on a monthly basis, like my Adobe subscription or my well, it was my Cinemark, my Audible, things like that. I don't have a lot of subscriptions, but those are what those are. Giving is going to be anytime I buy something for somebody else, anytime I send money to my niece, anytime I donate to church. That is also a giving, in my opinion. Fun is going out to eat. Fun is that's pretty much the only thing I really do for fun right now. It's when I go to, like, I plan to go to the Renaissance Fair soon. When I went to, this is not going to be in this budget, but like last summer I went to the state fair. That's fun for me. Going to a movie would be fun. Any money I spend on things like that, that's fun. Medical, or obviously my medical expenses. Debt would be any money that I send toward previous debt. So like my Saver One card, that PayPal that I paid off, my Mattress Firm, but it's not, what it is not is the credit cards that I pay off every week, because that's not debt. That's just me using my card and paying it off. Those are my groceries. That's my gas. That's my dog food. That's not debt. It's not accruing interest. That's just, I put it on there and I pay it off. That's not debt. Debt is something that is accruing interest, or not necessarily accruing interest, but that I owe somebody for. And then again, previously budgeted is money that's sitting in a sinking fund. So my self-care, like I got a pedicure a couple of weeks ago. That money had been sitting there. It's not something that came out of this week's budget. It's money that's been sitting there. I've assigned it. It's waiting for me to spend it. It didn't, and then I did spend it, but it didn't come out of this week's budget, this week's money. Mom's money, mom's bills, I just decided to start tracking that this month so I can keep track for my own knowledge of how much I am paying for my mom's bills. Not because I begrudge it, just because I want to know how much I am spending on it, and just so I'll know. And so that's a new one. These are obviously bills that I pay for my mom: her phone, her car insurance, her propane, anything that I am paying. And that's not giving for her. Like I bought her a wagon, I bought her a birthday gift. That's not that. If I buy her groceries, that's not. These are like her bills. That's what this is. And then anything left, I'm going to consider that I either put it into a sinking fund or toward a savings fund. I don't necessarily know which one. I know it came in and I know I didn't spend it, so I know it went into a sinking fund or into a savings of some sort. So that's the rest of the money that came in. So in January, on my home, I spent $1,473.64, which was 23% of my income. And in February, I spent $1,871, which was 38.64% of my income. I somehow managed to spend a lot more, and I increased the percentage of what I spent to 15.64%, so just about 16% up. I think you're supposed to spend, 30% of your income on your living expenses, so that's definitely a little higher than it's supposed to be. So I don't know what I did differently, but it's definitely something I need to watch. But again, February was an anomaly month for me. It was super, super tight. So I paid extra rent for February and I paid March's rent out of it. So it's kind of a weird month, but we'll look at it. For giving, I definitely did a lot less giving because I had a lot less money. So in January, I did $498.06, which was 7.77% of my income. And in February, I
did $272.02, which was 5.62% of my income. So that is a decrease of 2.15%. Fun, I don't know what I did in January, but man, y'all, I had a lot of fun in January. I spent $590.41 on fun in January, which was 9.22% of my income. In February, I spent $289.64, which was 5.98% of my income. So I cut my fun by not quite half, by 3%, 3.24% down in my fun. So I'm very happy with that. Subscriptions, and this was like almost half. So I actually looked at this to make sure of what that this was accurate, and it is. So I spent $80.03 in January, which was 1.25, and then $45.42 in February, which was 0.94%. So it's down 0.31%. But the reason this was so much less is because Audible is every other month. So Audible hit in January, it didn't hit in February. My what do you call it? My hang on. My brain just stopped working. My Audible hit in January, didn't hit in February. Oh, and my Cinemark I did not pay in February, but I did pay in January, and it's on hold now. So that was what? 20, 30, that's like $30 right there that I didn't pay. And I think there was something else too. So that's why there's such a big difference here. But I did double check these numbers, and this is accurate. So it'll be higher again in March because my Audible will hit in March and it didn't hit here. But the 1081 will still be on hold. Hopefully I won't ever pay that again, at least not in the foreseeable future, because I really want to use those credits and then cancel that membership. Medical, I paid $176.98 in January, which was 2.76% of my income. In February, I paid $241.02, which was 4.98% of my income. So that was an increase of 2.14% of my income. Debt, I paid $1,188.01 in January, which was 18.54% of my income. In February, I only paid $6.01, which was 10.86% of my income. That is a decrease of 7.68%. And that is because I did not, oh man, I had this already. I meant to film this weekend, and if you follow me and you saw my, my post, you'll see that I had camera issues, and I did check my camera before filming this, so this should be filming correctly. But I had camera issues this weekend, and I don't know what I did. So, y'all, somehow I turned on some setting, and I don't know what it was, but I did not get this filmed this weekend. But now I've forgotten all the things that I was ready to tell y'all. But there was something else. Mattress Firm, South's car, debt consolidation. It's because I didn't make any extra debt payments to Capital One like I wanted to. So that didn't, because I've been really trying to aggressively pay off that Saver One card, and I really didn't make any extra debt payments this month to Saver One because it was such a tight month. But hopefully going forward, you will see this number go really high up until July, and then there really shouldn't be much because that'll be paid off. Previously budgeted, these are expenses. It was pretty high in January because I was going hot and heavy buying stuff for my cruise. I've got just about everything I need. The cruise is in less than 2 weeks, so hopefully if I don't got it, I don't need it. Previously budgeted in January, I spent $634.55, and that was 9.90% of my income. In February, I spent $278.17, and that was 5.74% of my income. To be fair, this is not all on cruise stuff. This is self-care. This is cruise stuff. This is car maintenance. This is anything that is in one of my sinking funds. That's what this is. It's not just all cruise stuff, but a lot of this was. It was clothing. It was other stuff as well. So that's what that was. So like I said, my mom's bills, this is what shocks me, is this home up here that I paid a lot less for in January than I did in February. This didn't include my mom's bill. I mean, did include my mom's bills. And this didn't. And I still managed to pay $400 more in February than I paid in January. It's because my rent. That's why this was so much higher. Because I paid the extra $200 at the beginning, and then I paid $200 extra for March. That's why. That's higher. Okay, that makes sense. All right. That's probably a good part of why that's higher. But so my mom's bills were separated out for February. So for my mom's bills, I spent $516.91. That's not going to be a typical month because $370 of this is her propane. And that's not going to be an every month thing. So I don't normally pay that much for her bills. So that was $10.67% of my income. And again, that's not typical. And then the rest of it all went into my savings. In January, I was able to put $1,765.35 toward either sinking funds or savings. In February, $802.07. So January was 27.55%, February it's 16.56%. So that is a decrease of 10.99% of my income for what went into my savings. And then this was just me. This is just me totaling it up to make sure the math worked, and it did. And that is, I think that's all I've got for y'all today. I did not do all, I know there's a lot more at the front of the book. I did not total those up. I feel like this is probably already going to be a pretty long video, but I really wanted to get this out for y'all because it's already, the 6th? It's already the 6th of March, so I really wanted to get this filmed and up. And I apologize that this did not get up this weekend, but again, I had camera issues. So please let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do differently and how you do it. Give me any tips because I am very much open to suggestions on this and how you do things and what you see that I could do differently. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this. Please remember to give it a thumbs up on your way out. If this seems like something that you would be interested in following along with, please go ahead and consider subscribing. I would really love to have you come and join me. All right, y'all, I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will talk to you later. Bye.